Well, greetings, and I'm starting to run out of material, which is probably a good thing. I could use a break. Anyways, you got to check out Sebastian Maniscalco. He's a very talented, down-to-earth comedian and actor who has appeared in the movie Green Book and The Irishman, and also appeared in Jerry Seinfeld's series Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I've seen some of his stand-up routines, and he's hilarious. I saw only a portion of his recent stand-up routine about when someone he knows says, Have you seen it? Oh my God, it's amazing. We saw it how many times? How many times? It changed me as a person. It changed me. And as soon as I hear this, I'm like, I ain't going to like this. And that's what he said. That's exactly how I feel because I know that going to see a show is not going to change me. No way. I don't need to change, and I'm happy the way I am, well, at least somewhat happy. This is me, and the last thing I want to do is change. And that's precisely how I feel when someone says that. The whole statement isn't savory to me. Yeah, I may enjoy what I see or hear, but it's not going to change me. And anyway, how would I change? I'm not going to spend the rest of my life just thinking about the show that supposedly is going to change everything I do. And now for the saying, this life can be very strange. My previous paragraph on Sebastian Maniscalco came back to bite me on the ass as I was relating to my son on this particular day a routine that Maniscalco did on the subject of doorbells and or strangers coming to your front door. And as he stated that no one uses doorbells anymore, so when someone comes to the door, everyone or anyone in the family runs into the basement or in one of the bedrooms to avoid answering the door. And that's exactly what we do. We don't have a doorbell, and it is true that hardly anyone comes to the front door unless we know they're coming. So on this frigid, snowy day, what do you think happens? Around 5 p.m. or so, my son tells me that someone is coming to the front door. Well, it's snowing at about 20 degrees outside. I open the door, and it's a guy from a roofing company telling me that it looks like we need a new roof. And I told him nicely that we just had a new roof done about 2 years ago, and he went on his way. We had a good laugh over this, and as the guy left, my son said to me, Can you believe it just a few hours ago we were saying that no one comes to the front door unless we know that they're coming? And this guy shows up just to shoot the whole concept down in bad weather, nonetheless. I love these moments in life, and as the saying goes, don't get too cocky or assuming in life because when you do, life throws you a curveball you just can't hit. Anxiety is an interesting word or term, and as we all know what it means, W.H. Auden actually wrote a book about it in the style of a poem, and many others have certainly written about the concept also. The reason I bring this topic up is that I do see this in the younger generations and possibly at a larger degree to what we experienced. However, certain degrees of anxiety is not only common, it's pervasively common. The incredible increase in technology is one of the major factors as it has in some forms made our lives easier with just a few clicks. However, it has removed the objective experience of perceptible observations, transactions, and most consequently, human contact. Basically, life itself is shrouded in anxiety, and this will never change. And of course, there are many types and levels of anxiety. And as for me at 70, I have a certain level of anxiety due to aging. I'm forgetful and erratic, and it does have a negative effect on my life. But many of the younger people I meet, and yes, it's a small sample, I detect a certain level of anxiety and apprehension that worries me. And of course, I could be wrong about this. But I'll leave it at that since much of what we experience in life is just that it's worrisome, disquieting, and concerning, and we have to deal with it. Oh, and by the way, this subject matter was not written very well, but it's too late now, and I don't want any more anxiety on this. You think it's easy doing this stuff? And now for some quotes from Albert Einstein. Men want success and sex. Women want everything. Women marry men hoping that they will change. Men marry women hoping that women will not change. Inevitably, they both end up disappointed. Women always worry about the things that men forget. Men always worry about the things that women remember. A lot of opposites here. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. More the knowledge, lesser the ego. Less the knowledge, more the ego. Persistence is the most powerful thing on earth. It can move mountains. Life is preparation for the future, and the best preparation for the future is to live as if there were no one. There were none. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. For myself, I never get over this hurdle in life. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not so sure about the universe. Don't listen to the person who has the answers. Listen to the person who has the questions. There are two ways to live our life. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. And great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds, and I can relate to that. My wife is a major movie and British series fan, especially the British productions. And she also enjoys the murder mystery series, and she gets so engrossed in the shows that I could enter the room and ask her a question, and she's really not there. What she's watching is much more entertaining than what I have to say. The poor woman is just so tired of me. Anyway, I can't match what the British do with their movies and murder mysteries, but I was thinking that I should come into the bedroom, grabbing my throat and gasping for air in an attempt to compete with what she's viewing. And she would probably keep staring at the TV and would probably respond by saying, "You're blocking the TV and you'll be okay. And if not, call 911." It's not easy competing with the British productions. And I have to admit, their shows are superb. So my wife made some brownies recently, and in one sitting, I could eat a wheelbarrow amount of brownies. So she comes home one night and she notices that the brownies are greatly reduced. And I told her that I'm saving her life since she needs to watch her sugar, as anyone our age does. I'm sacrificing my life for her, and if I should pass, she could be free at last. And lastly, I get a kick out of these gambling sites that ask the question, have a gambling problem? Call 8100, call 1-800, blah, blah, blah. My question is, why don't you just stop fucking gambling? The odds are against you greatly in the long run. And if you're still having problems, watch the movie Casino. You'll get the drift with that one. And I'm out. I just couldn't talk very well today.